Good morning, everyone. This is my thought for the day, my guidepost, and it was written back in 2017. I did a series of poems back there, almost 60, because at that point I was 59, and I thought it'd be really good to write something that would be kind of like advice for people, especially my children. You know, what I've gleaned from life, what it is that I know, what my personal wisdom is. And so I thought I'd have the background of Kerber Edge today, because that's been there a long time. And this is the best I had to offer in 2017. Maybe if I wrote something now, it'd have a little bit more wisdom about it. But wisdom for the young. What have you learned in your almost 60 years that could act as a guidepost for those who have ears? What would you say to those who would listen? What light have you received? Speak about the specks that glisten. Life's about love and happiness, finding a way you can make others blessed. For in compassion and giving, there's a magic reward you receive for yourself. You'll begin to soar. Religion is dead, yet your divinity that arrived here in flesh as you and me, we're all a bucket of God and belong together, no matter how different, how badly we may appear severed. The language we use to describe our world may differ, yet at heart's level, we're the same, and emotions reveal. Life's thoughts are deceptive, and intuitively speaking, feelings can be trusted if we'll trust and believe them. Don't be unevenly yoked with a partner for life. Make sure you both fit perfectly before choosing a husband or wife. New love is glorious, but life's not moons and Junes. If you don't realize this at the start, you will do quite soon. Follow your dreams, never compromise. It's the reason you're here, to fulfill destiny's cries. Accept the long journey to where you will be. It will be your fulfillment and a blessing to me. So it's like kind of advice to my kids, I guess. And 2017, life's about love. And it's the same old tune from the same old fiddle. Making others blessed. And as you show compassion, as you give to other people, you'll receive a blessing, and you'll begin to soar. I suppose that was probably in 2017. It was like the most negative thing that I said. Religion is dead. You know, I'd come to that conclusion, and yet I'm hinting that spirituality, divinity, is still important, that we've arrived in flesh as a bucket full of God, and now we've got to hold it together, even though it looks like it's all been torn apart. And then, because I'm a man of many words, the language we use to describe our world may differ. I've noticed that, you know, so many times people use different words to say exactly what's in my heart that I'd use different words for, and that doesn't really matter. It's the heart that matters. It's where people are coming from, and feelings can be trusted if you just believe what your inner guide, your deeper consciousness, your connection to the higher self is telling you, and to follow your dreams, to fulfill destiny's cry, and accept this long journey. And then you'll be a blessing to me. If you do all that, you'll be the kind of kids that I want you to be. But anyway, so any thoughts on that one? What about your own wisdom, Catherine? You know,
well,
what would you share?
I'll take that from personal. I would say there's part of that where you're saying about, because, you know, choose a wife or husband carefully. And as I'm on my third one, I think I didn't do that very, very well, but I actually did. So what I would say from that is, take it as lessons learned, not as mistakes, because then there is no mistakes. It's just you progressing through what could be seen as a relationship, and you progress together, but sometimes you don't, and that's just it's it can be a manner of reasons, lots and lots of reasons that might happen along your journey, but it's it is good to just take that lesson from any relationship, and part of it is to move through. And so I would say, from a personal thing, I don't see that I have, because I'm on my third husband, that I'm a failure as a wife. I would say that I have learned lessons, and some very, very important ones, from each of my ex-husbands. And they've, the lessons that I've learned, not always can be seen to be great, but they are what's made me now where I am. And without them, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to move through some really perceived as tough times, but I'm stronger for it. So I would say, on top of that, don't be afraid to admit when it's time to move on.
It's almost like, I called them almost 60. I wrote a number of poems around that time. And it's like a reflective of 60 years of life. And the certainties that I was given as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, growing up, and that did work for my parents. And I'm not knocking them at all by saying my life is different. My life it doesn't follow the pattern that they set for me. I suppose as a teenager, you rebel against everything. I'm not doing what they say, old fuddy-duddies. But as you get older, you think, well, no, it is my life. And as much as they've tried to set me off in the right direction, it is my choice about how I live my life. And rather than seeing, as I did for many years, everything set in stone, this is how you're supposed to live, this is what you're supposed to do, because everybody around me lived that way. So you would probably not even consider other ways of living. But I have come to the conclusion that it is far better to live your own life, your own way, not as a fist in the face of your parents, but just to be you, to allow yourself to become who you're meant to be. I think everybody is an individual, and everyone has the right to live out their life under their own rules, their own autonomy, their own sovereignty. We're following our dreams and we're not compromising. And it's the reason we're here, to follow our dreams. We're not here to do anything any other way. We've got to fulfill the destiny that we have, the dharma that we have. We're here for a purpose. We're here to fulfill certain things, and to accept that it's a long journey to get to where you want to be, or where you're meant to be, should I say. And it will be your fulfillment when you do get that. And as a child of mine, it will be a blessing to me. So yeah, welcome back.
I'm back. Yeah, I was saying about the synchronicities and thinking and knowing that something that was bothering me, and what it was allowing me to be me, and feeling guilty. I was holding some guilt, which wasn't good, and I released it yesterday. But it was because I know that what people are expecting of me is not what I'm doing, and it's going against what family and friends think is normal. And And it really was a thing where it's like, so, but this is what I want to do. It's actually, if it is that it's the wrong thing to do in other people's eyes, not doing it is wrong for my soul, for my own growth.
Yeah.
So that is what I came to yesterday.
So this is Wisdom for the Young. What have you learned in your almost 60 years that could act as a guidepost for those who have ears? What would you say to those who would listen? What light have you received? Speak about the specks that glisten. Life's about love and happiness, finding a way you can make others blessed. For in compassion and giving, there's a magic reward. You receive for yourself, you'll begin to soar. Religion is dead, yet your divinity that arrived here in flesh as you and me, we're all a bucket of God and belong together, no matter how different, how badly we may appear severed. The language we use to describe our world may differ, yet at heart's level, we're the same, and emotions reveal. Life's thoughts are deceptive, and intuitively speaking, feelings can be trusted if we'll trust and believe them. Don't be unevenly yoked with a partner for life. Make sure you both fit perfectly before choosing a husband or wife. New love is glorious, but life's not moons and Junes. If you don't realize this at the start, you will do quite soon. Follow your dreams, never compromise. It's the reason you're here, to fulfill destiny's cries. Accept the long journey to where you will be. It will be your fulfillment and a blessing to me. Namaste.